Hi and welcome back. This is part 2 of our excursions on P&O cruises to the Norwegian Fjords. If you haven't seen it, we have a part 1 of the excursions which covers the ports of Stavanger and Haugesund. In part 2, we are going to be looking at excursions for Olden and Haugesund. So we've got quite a lot to get through. I won't go through all the sections that we covered in part 1. So if you haven't seen part 1, then there's some useful info on there on how to access each bit, and it's worth seeing. But we're going straight into excursions for Olden on this video. So you can see now we're still in the excursions page and we have clicked on Olden. We are visiting that on the 14th of May. It's our third stop. Peaceful village of Olden has the perfect Fjordland cruise setting, nestling at the southern end of one branch of the beautiful Norwegian Fjord and at the entrance to the gorgeous Oldendalen Valley. Lots more information for you there. As in the previous video, if you need to read this at your leisure, then of course you can just pause the page. We have the headings to narrow down your search field, and you can see for Olden we've got quite a lot of excursions, 22 in total. So let's shoot through them. We have, starting with a bestseller, the Haugesund cable car with coffee and cake. If you book on details or on the picture itself, it will take you to more details, a page with more details about that excursion. What spectacular views. I love cable car. We did it in Kota. It was amazing, and I would imagine this is going to be just as amazing, if not even better. If we scroll down the info page, it tells you the duration, the activity level, the destination. It tells you at a glance what to expect, the itinerary, and it also tells you what's included. That would be a very special, I think. Njordfjord kayaking. For those more adventurous ones, there's only limited availability on this. We have just 2 places left. Again, as I said in our part 1 of the excursions, that these are trips that if they're getting close to selling out, or if they've sold out on our cruise, the likelihood is they're going to be popular on your cruise as well. So if you really want to do any of these that are getting low or have sold out, make sure you get in there early. Let's scroll down and let you pause that page. And we then have Via Ferrata. Sounds interesting. No reviews on this one, but it's recommended, but we've got no reviews. So beware of this one. Minimum age applies. We've looked on here before and I can't see anywhere where it tells you the minimum age, what the minimum age is. We'll scroll down. It's 6 hours 45. I'm interested to feel in seeing what this one is. Obviously high activity, expert local guide, one-way low and sky lift ride, full safety briefing, and then you've got a guided climb. I would think again this is going to be absolutely spectacular, but it's only for those that are extremely fit and don't mind climbing by the looks of it. Moving down, we have Heideparken climbing adventure. Might be a good one for the kids. An energizing physical adventure in the great outdoors. Again, that looks fun. If anybody's been to Go Ape here, I would imagine it might be a similar sort of experience. So you get the coach transfer and entrance to the park. We then have Nordic walking to Haugesund viewpoint. I apologise about my pronunciations. Take an energizing hike to Haugesund viewpoint to see Olden from a new perspective, and again the scenery looks absolutely amazing, as you would expect when you're in the fjords. Scroll down there, high level of activity. So you need to be reasonably fit. Learn Skylift and Stern. That's sold out. So be aware, this is one you need to book early if you're interested in doing it. Unfortunately, did it show the price? I'll have a look when we go back. 4 hours, and again, you're going cable car and you're going to see some amazing sights. Now, unfortunately, because it's sold out, the price has disappeared. Beautiful Strin, or yeah, I think it's Strin, I don't know. Details, enjoy an ever-changing panorama of mountains, lakes and valleys. So if you're a photographer or you love beautiful scenery, then I think this is going to be right up your street. Low level of activity as well. And moving on, this is the one I'm doing. We're doing Brixtol Glacier. Details. We have not booked it with P&O though. We've got a private excursion that will take us to the base of the glacier, and then we're going to walk up it. We did, I'll wait till we come to it to say the one that we considered. So I think this is just the walking one. So on this you get a panoramic guided tour, refreshments and photo opportunities. I think you need you need to get transport. It's I think about 40-50 minutes away, so you're definitely not going to be doing it on your own. We've got a local company that we're going with, and it was half the price of it was almost half the price that P&O were charging, so it was £72. The Wonders Cruise, Fjord Wonders Cruise. Scroll down this one. Try and get through these a bit quicker. There you go, you can read that. And we've then got discovered Granger Ford by helicopter. Wow. How special would this be? But it comes at a special price. £444.60. But is it on your bucket list? I've never been in a helicopter. I had the chance years ago when I was in the police to go up as a spotter, but I didn't do it, and I just don't know why. But it would be an amazing experience. So is it on my bucket list? It isn't. Should I put it on my bucket list? Maybe I should. But there we go. It's an hour, and obviously you're going to get the best views ever. So if you can afford it, definitely one to tick off the bucket list. Olden Adventure by e-bike. Now I have to say, I'm really surprised this hasn't sold out, because cycling and e-bike usually sell out, and I would always say make sure you book those in advance, well in advance, because this one I imagine would sell out. So if we go further down, maybe people that are really into cycling don't really do the e-bikes, I don't know. The other cycling one in part 1 was already sold out. Then we have page 2. Go back to the top, there's quite a few to get through here. Lawn Skylift and return transfers, £76. Again, we've covered this before, but probably more of an independent exploration. 5 hours. Accessible, the beauty of Njordfjord. Let's have a look at that for wheelchair users. Only 2 places available, so definitely getting a theme here that wheelchair places will sell out. 4 hours, low activity, and there's a glance of what you get included. The open top glacier sightseeing. Coming soon, so not available to book at the moment, but there is still information so you can be prepared when it does. It's a 1 hour non-guided tour. How much was that? Oh, it doesn't say yet, unless it was on here. No, they haven't got the price on yet. Njordfjord stand-up paddleboarding. So it looks like paddleboarding is available so far in every port. £86.40, and there's the details for you. So if you're paddle boarders, you're going to get the chance to do it in every port. Well, 3 so far. Crayfishing by Rib. So we'll look at the details. So rib boats are very fast, very exhilarating. You have to get dressed up to the nines because it is also probably going to be very wet. But they do look lots of fun. There we go. We'll go down to there. And I presume, yeah, this is combined with catching, not only catching, but cooking crayfish. Hiking Mount and Hoven and Skylift. Mount Hoven, sorry, and Skylift. Come down there quickly. There we go. Pause that if you want more information. And the beauty of Njordfjord. Oh, I haven't gone up high enough. Definitely beautiful. Scroll that one. Breathtaking sights and leisurely journey. What isn't there to love? And you get refreshments thrown in as well. Brixdale Glacier by Troll Car. We looked at the Troll Car, but we really felt that we would have better photo and picture opportunities walking up ourselves. We've watched some of the videos and they may stop very briefly, but you're not in a good position to take pictures or to see things properly. So that's why I recently climbed up the Wrekin to get an idea of whether I think I'd be able to make it to the glacier by foot. So we're doing it by foot, but the Troll Car is a good alternative if your mobility isn't so good. Fjord Rib Adventure. As I say, I looked at these 9 places, so it looks like this one is quite popular. I would imagine with 36 days still left to book. For those of you that are saying it's 39, you can't book for the last 3 days, for the immediate 3 days before you cruise. So I've got 36 days. So I imagine this has got a good chance of selling out before we actually get on the boat. It's a 45-minute trip. So not too long, but be prepared to have to dress up in all this gear, and also that you may get very wet. And if we carry on down, the last one, Best of Nordfjordeid. Is this a Viking? Yeah, discover a Viking ship and meet the Viking Fjord horses in the beautiful surroundings. This sounds really good. So if you're into the Vikings and the history, then I would imagine this is actually going to be a good one for you. It's quite a long one, 5 hours 15. You get the scenic guided tour, entry to the horse centre, entry to the museum, and local takeaway refreshments of coffee and cake. So finally, our last port of call is Haugesund. And for us it's the 15th of May. If we scroll down, apparently it's the homeland of the Viking kings and birthplace of Norway. It's a place where you can inhale the Viking spirit. Wow, sounds great for all of you that are interested in the history of Vikings. I would find that quite fascinating. So let's make a start. There's 17 excursions. The first one is the Rising Tides by Electric Minibus. Let's have a look at that. Hop into an eco-friendly minibus. And there's the details for you. 2-hour trip, moderate level. You visit the Rising Tide sculptures and plenty of photo opportunity. I haven't seen those Rising Tide sculptures. I'm going to have to look to see what they are. Forestford home visit. Catch a colourful glimpse of local culture and a superb garden. So for you garden lovers out there, this could be the one for you. 2.5 hour duration, low level of activity, and you visit a local home and garden. How superb is that? Really get a taste of the local culture. Accra Fjord and Langfoss waterfall. Oh, you know I love a waterfall. Let's have a look. Oh, and that looks absolutely spectacular. A long one this though, 7-hour duration, moderate activity level. Perfect blend of nature, food and heritage in the Norwegian wilds. That sounds absolutely lovely, and it includes a scenic boat ride as well. I do wish, as I say, that they would have option to see a few more photos. Limited availability, and also there's now an additional 10% off paddleboard. We have had paddleboarding at every port, so plenty of opportunity if one is sold out to get it on another. There's 8 places left on this one on our cruise, so it will probably do well on your cruise as well. And it's £197.10p. And there we go, there are the details for you. 4-hour duration, so I think it's a longer one than the others that we've seen. And the minimum age applies. Unfortunately, I can't see it listed on here what the minimum age is, but I'm sure it will be listed somewhere. If I find it, I will put it in the comments. Holmen, a taste of Norway's maritime legacy. Step into Norway's seafaring past. 4-hour duration. You do have a local guide. Crab salad and bread for lunch. Viking Planet Museum and local coffee shop. Embark on this captivating self-guided tour of the legendary homeland of Viking kings and queens. So here we are. This is probably a good excursion if you want to learn more about Vikings. We'll leave that one there. We carry on down. Nordic walking. Get active in the fresh air and take in the sights on foot. Get your walking poles and hit the trails on a scenic Nordic walk. And apparently you get a trail snack, but I don't know what that is. Hike to Langfoss waterfall. Get active and hike up to see the stunning Langfoss waterfall. And it does look absolutely stunning. 7-hour duration, so you need to be quite fit to do this one. Scenic journey filled with mighty fjord landscapes will take you to beautiful Langfoss waterfall. So you get a specialist guide, scenic views, photo opportunities and local buffet lunch. I don't know if that's walkable from the port. I'll have to look into that one. And we've got historic Alvaldnes and Viking village. Details. 3.5 hour visit beautiful Kamoi Island and gain an insight into the region known as the homeland of Viking kings. Again, it looks like a really good excursion for those of you with a keen interest in Vikings and their history. And carrying on down, we have a wheelchair accessible one. This one again is limited availability. We've seen how quickly these can sell out. Only 2 places available for this one. And it's 2-hour duration, and it's a snapshot of Haugesund and its surrounds on a journey to some of the area's prettiest parts. I would imagine you're going to get some great photo opportunities on that. Leisurely Haugesund. There's additional 10% off this one at the moment. Relax and let the sights come to you. You get the local guide and a panoramic guided tour. There's also 10% off Ryvarden Lighthouse Walk. Connect with the simple beauty of Norway's breathtaking seascapes. £63 adults, £31.50 children. 3-hour duration, and it's high activity level. So you get local guide, entrance into Lighthouse Gallery, refreshment of coffee, tea and waffles, and photo opportunities. And it's a 3-hour trip. Getting towards the end now. One last page. And we have 4 left. The up on off bus which again, details coming soon, so no details for that at the moment. Let's see how many stops they do. Of course, you can enjoy it in your own time. You've got a more flexible timetable. Tickets valid all day, and 7 stops on this one, where obviously you're free to get on and off at your wish. Scenic Skundenish Sharpen. Oh, they're not easy. You try it. It's 3.5 hours, moderate activity. Discover the delights of one of Norway's best preserved small towns, and it does indeed look very pretty. Scenes of World War II. I didn't look right for a minute. I think it's the capital W was throwing me. Gain fascinating insights into Norwegian life under Nazi occupation. Let's have a look at the details. There we go. Delve into enthralling exhibitions recreating scenes from the Second World War. So you get the local guide, entry to the War History Museum, and independent exploration. Final 2, explore Haugesund on foot. I think we're going to probably do that without doing it through the excursion, but of course you do get the benefit of a local guide who will obviously be able to tell you so much more about the history of the place. And lots of interesting facts, I would imagine. And the final one, for you people that like fishing out there, I was going to say fishermen, but it's not strictly right to do so these days, is it? For you people that enjoy fishing, then you have fjord fishing. Let's have a quick look at the details. £261.90, 4-hour duration, and you get an experienced local skipper, fishing equipment, and scenic views. I don't know whether you get to cook and eat anything that you catch. It doesn't say you do, so I don't think that's going to happen. But anyway, really good that there is something for people that like fishing there. And so that brings us to the end of all our excursions. And are you going to book one? We haven't booked any as yet. I think there's lots to do within the towns. We're doing the Birksdale Glacier. I do fancy that waterfall that we've just seen, so I will look into that. But I think there's so much to do. I do, on the whole, think that the prices are quite expensive, and I will probably look at a few reviews and see what people think. Maybe it is worth it, but for me, they're just a little bit too much. We are doing the trip to the glacier for £40 with a local company instead of £72 with P&O. And I think I probably, if I can find enough information, I will do an additional video on what local companies offer and how much you can save compared to P&O. But thanks very much for sticking with me. They're quite monotonous, these videos, but if you are looking for excursions, then I think they do give you the chance to pre-see what is available. So I'm going to say ta-ra there. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Also hit the like button and the bell for notifications of our forthcoming videos. It really does help when you do this, a small channel such as ourselves. It helps push our content out there. So a big thank you, and hopefully I will see you in future P&O videos. Bye.